Hi everyone, I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Dream Series. Now, today I want to talk about what it means to see dogs in your dream, the biblical meaning of dogs, different scenarios of dogs in your dreams. So, if this sounds so interesting to you, why not keep watching? Hey, welcome back to Gostron Television. My name is Titilayo Adelani. If it's your very first time or stumbling on this channel or seeing this channel or checking out this channel, I want to say welcome to Gostron Television. On this channel, I upload videos on spirituality. I give you spiritual tips. I upload videos on dreams interpretation, but not from my head, but according to the leading of the Holy Spirit. If any dream should impose dangers, there are ways, there are prayer points I give to counter this evil effect of those dreams. Even if they are good dreams, there are ways you can bring about the realization of this dream, because the devil is out there like a roaring lion looking for whom he may devour, because he is in the SKD ministry, to steal, to kill, and to destroy. So if this sounds so interesting and so nice to you, why not click on the subscribe button and press the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload new videos on this channel, so you don't miss out any of my uploads. All right, to my old subscribers, thank you very much. I'm really grateful for your likes and your comments. Thank you for coming back to watch my videos. Without you watching my videos, I will not be encouraged to do more videos. Thank you and God bless you. All right, now today we want to look at what it means to see dogs in your dreams. So we'll be looking at different scenarios, different cases of dogs in the dream. So like I've said in my past videos, like dreams are in symbolism. Even dogs, which is an animal, it's symbolism, it has a symbol. And we want to look at different cases. There are a lot of interpretation out there, so I will try to give you some cases, some scenarios that surrounds dogs generally. But I want you to understand something. The Bible actually mentioned dogs different times in the Bible, and if you look at the scriptures all through, the Bible actually classified dogs as an outcast, as an evil people or sinners. That's how the scriptures. If I should just keep telling you some of the scriptures that talks about dogs in the scriptures, it's going to be a very long video. So I'll just do just few scriptures and talks about dogs in the scriptures. So before we finally go into the interpretation properly, now in the book of Psalms chapter 22 verse 16. Now, the Bible says in the book of Psalms chapter 22 verse 16, it says, "For dogs have compassed me, the assembly of the wicked have enclosed me, they pierced my hands and my feet." Now, David was actually saying something in this particular Psalms of the scriptures. He was relating the evildoers as dogs. So have this at the back of your mind. Dogs generally, they don't have a good identity in the scriptures, in the Bible. They never had a good identity in the Bible. So you must actually take note of this thing. Now, another thing you must take note, another verse of the scriptures you must take note, in the book of Matthew chapter 7. In the book of Matthew chapter 7 verse 6, Matthew chapter 7 verse 6, say, "Give not that which is holy unto the dogs. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs. Neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you." Now look at it. In this particular verse of the scriptures, you can see that good and beautiful things does not go to dogs, and these people, they don't have this special treatment in the scriptures. They don't have this special liking. The Bible describes them as an outcast. The Bible describes them as those people that doesn't worth anything good. The Bible describes dogs as those people that can never ever share in the promise of God. Now, even in the book of that same Matthew chapter 15, this is the last scriptures I'm going to talk about. Then we go into the interpretation fully. Matthew chapter 15 from verse 26 to 27. Matthew chapter 15, 26 to 27. The Bible says, "But he answered and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. And she said, Truth, Lord, yes, the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table." Now, this is a woman that was crying to Jesus to heal his son. And the Bible said, Jesus Christ, it is not good for me to give the children's meat, because Jesus Christ knows that the one of the children's meat is healing, is deliverance. And this woman came. Jesus Christ see this woman as a sinner, and Jesus Christ came. And this woman came to Jesus and said, Heal my son, heal my son, heal my child. And Jesus Christ said, It is not good for me to take the children's meat that are meant for the child of God, for children of God, and give it to dogs. Even Jesus Christ sees sinners as dog in the scriptures. So let's go to the dream interpretation. Now, if you see, number one, if you see a dog pursuing you in your dream, dogs pursuing you, this is not a good dream at all. A dog pursuing you in the dream. Now, the enemy wants to use an unclean spirit to afflict you. So as you're running, the dog is actually running after you. Now it's trying to tell you that there's an unclean spirit that the enemy is using. They want to use it to afflict you. So it indicates, when we look at the characteristics of dogs are animals that has no shame. They are shameless. You can even see two dogs out there sleeping with themselves. Almost all animals does that. And dogs, they are just shameless dogs. And we believe that this animal also, they are a form of unclean animals, in the sense that the enemy uses this animal, the spirit of dogs, to afflict people. And once they use the spirit of dogs to afflict people, people will start misbehaving. Now, in your dream, once you see yourself being pursued by a dog, you see yourself being pursued by a dog. Now, the enemy wants to use an unclean spirit. They are using the spirit of shame to afflict you. So it never caught up with you, but it is pursuing you and you're running. It never caught up with you. You have to be very careful. It is not a good dream. So they are using an unclean spirit. The enemy wants to possess you. The demons, once demons come in different category, even eating too much is a demon. Sleeping too much is a demon. Sleeping around is a demon. Fornicating, adultery, all those ones, there are some demons that actually represent all this I just mentioned. And so once you see this dog running after you in the dream, it's trying to tell you that there is this kind of there wants to be a demonic possession about your life. Your life is open. They want to come into your life. They are running after you. They want to take over your life. So you have to be very careful. So once you see this dream, seeing dogs pursuing you in your dream, it's trying to tell you that an unclean spirit is after you. A demon possession is around the corner. So once the demon possesses somebody, it doesn't come and tell you that today, I'm possessing you today. They might just happen at any time. It might just happen at any time. And you see yourself, what you used to do before, what you don't normally do before, you start seeing yourself doing it and doing it. Now, what is wrong with me? I was never like this. Someone that is not addicted into anything, and all of a sudden, the person starts doing this thing over and over again. Before you know it, the person becomes a chronic addict. So you must have this at the back of your mind. If you see a dog pursuing you in your dream, there is an attack that wants to be launched upon your life. There is an attack. The enemy is trying to bring about an unclean spirit to take over your life. Now, another case you must understand is that once you are being beaten by a dog, when dog bites you, you are being beaten by the dog, you are being beaten in your hand by the dog. You must understand that the enemy is trying to afflict you. Now, your hand, signifies a lot of things. Now, this your hands is something that your hands is what you work with to receive results. As a career person, you definitely write with your hands. As a skilled person, what do? You work with your hands. You are, whatever area that you are skilled in, you use your hands in doing it, and you're working with this thing to produce a result. Now, if you see dog biting your hand in the dream, now what is it trying to tell you? It's trying to tell you that the enemy is trying to afflict your life with lack of results. And what is that thing that the enemy wants to use to afflict your life? Once a man start dipping his hands into sin, once a man start dipping his hands into an unclean thing, I want to tell you, it opens door for the enemy to attack that person's life. That is the truth. Someone that has not been fornicating before, someone that has not been committing adultery before, then all of a sudden the person starts sleeping around, the person start misbehaving or living a life of sin. As you are dipping your hands into this thing, the more you are opening doors for the enemy to come into your life and launch attack to bring about lack of result in your life. So such a person, most people like that, they will work and work without seeing any result, nothing to show for it. Do you understand? Now, in this case, when you see a dog even biting your hands, it comes in another way. It's like an attack of the enemy to bring about, to start making you take those decisions that is against the will of God. Yes, once the dog beats your hands, what do? You start seeing yourself doing things that is contrary to God. You are someone that is steadfast before. You are someone that is strong before. You are someone that is on the Lord's side before. Then all of a sudden you start having this kind of desire that is against the will of God. Now look at it. If you have had this dream, try and marry it with your waking life. Does it actually go hand in hand? You saw a dog biting your hand, then all of a sudden you start taking decision, you start doing things that is not according to the will of God. You start doing things that is not according to God's will. If you keep having this dream over and over again, the enemy is launching attack against your life to make you walk in the opposite direction of God's plan for your life, to make you walk in the opposite direction of God's will for your life. So if dog should bite you in your dream, it is not a good one. Now I want you to understand, in your dream, I want to give you another scenario. If you see a dog around you, now try it beats your leg, your heels or so, a very, very deep bite. You must understand that this one is not a good one. Then the enemy is trying to change your direction. The enemy wants to change your direction. Now he wants you to take a decision that will automatically change your direction. Yes, you might be going, when the enemy see that you're going in the right direction, and as you're going in the right direction, he sees that the end product is going to be a great or a huge one, and they look at it and no, this person must not take this direction. Once he takes this direction, then there is a big problem for us. That's what they will be saying in the dark world. So they look for a way to launch an attack, and once the dog comes to bite you, you start having this urge, you start having this desire, you start having this craving to do things that will make you change your direction against the will of God. Like I have established the fact in the scriptures, the Bible makes us to understand that dogs generally are described as sinners, those people that cannot see God, those people that cannot receive anything good from God, those people that cannot receive anything good from God. I have, like the few scriptures I've read for you, even dogs are seen as evildoers in the scriptures. So you must have this at the back of your mind. If dogs beat your legs, you start having this kind of craving. They are trying to change your direction. They are trying to launch an attack upon you to start having a craving or a desire to change your direction in life. And in your waking life, you start seeing yourself dipping your hands in those things that is ungodly. You start seeing yourself those things that you used to do before. And before you know, you might just wake up one day and just take a decision and say, although I'm going this way, I no longer want to do this again. You start make another decision that will automatically change your direction. And once it changes your direction, you'll now be wondering, and the attack will start coming in. Attack will start rolling in. You now walk out of the covering of God. You are no longer under the shadow of the Almighty. So you walk out of the covering of God. So you have to take note of this. Now, another thing is that someone was telling me about a dream that she was actually carrying a baby, a very beautiful baby in the dream, and a dog from nowhere sighted her from afar, and the dog ran violently to her to actually want to collect the baby in her hand, and she was actually protecting the baby, because babies most of the time, and some species of dogs and babies, sometimes they don't actually go in and they are not friendly. Why? Because dogs are sometimes violent with babies. So in the dream, this dog was trying to collect the baby from her, and she was actually running. And when she was running, she entered a particular room, and once she entered that particular room, she tried to shut the door. And as she was trying to shut the door, still the baby in her hand, she was trying to shut the door, and the dog with full force just beat her hand with the baby, and she shouted. Now, this kind of dream, if this case somehow looks like yours, you have to be very careful. It's not a good dream. The enemy have seen a great gift in your life. You are somebody out there, you are listening to me. You have this feeling, or you have this knowing in your heart, or some people have told you that you are going into the ministry, that you will become a tool in God's hands, that God is going to use you mightily, that God is going to use you to set a lot of people free. And the devil have seen this, that once you go into that ministry and you yield to the call of God, you become a terror to the kingdom of darkness. So he looks for a way to bring about and take that gift away from you. I don't know whether you get what I'm trying to say. So they come to launch the attack to take away that gift that God has given to you. So in that dream, if it's somehow similar to your case, if you have that dream, the enemy is trying to steal or take something precious that God has given to you by launching an attack on you. Once they launch that attack on you, then you start going, you become probably something that you don't used to do before. You're a married woman, started fornicating. You're a married woman, started committing adultery. You're a married woman, start dipping your hands in those things that are unclean. Before you know it, those gifts it fall off your hands, and the enemy takes it, and that's the end of it. You've heard the story of some men of God that they have been heard in lots of places, and because of the sin of fornication, the sin of adultery, and they covered it up, and that will be the end of that ministry, and that will be the end of their life. The devil has succeeded in bringing them down. So that is that about dogs. So once you see dogs biting your hands and you are carrying a beautiful gift in your hands, it could be a child, something so shining, just know that the enemy are trying to launch attack against you to take what is for you, to take away that beautiful gift for you. Now, another thing you must understand, when you see a dog backing at you in the dream, it might not be just one dog, it might be lots of dogs. You're walking and all of a sudden you see lots of dogs, and these dogs are backing you. Now, you must understand that this dream is not a good dream. Now, the enemy wants to afflict you with the spirit of hatred. The enemy wants to launch an attack of hatred upon you, that anyone that sees you should not just like you. Anyone that sees you should just, have this kind of irritation against your life. So if if you have this dream and you see a dog backing you, you must know that the enemy wants to launch an attack of hatred upon your life. And I pray if anyone is in the shackle of this kind of dream, I pray you are healed, you are delivered in Jesus' name. So it is a tool of the enemy. They are using this as a tool to bring about hatred upon you, that anyone that sees you will not just like you. And once it brings about hatred, it results to shame, and you find it very difficult to approach people. Once people see you, they don't even want to help you. So you have to be very, very careful. If you have this dream, you must seek for help. You must go for counseling and pray diligently with all your heart. So I think if there is another case I've not mentioned, and another thing you must understand, I had a discussion with somebody sometime too. She said in her dream she saw herself with another person. Now this person has the face of a dog, but down there at the private part of the person, it was a human being. It was a man, and she was a woman, and she was actually trying to make love with this dog-looking person in the dream. The person has a face of a dog, but down there in the private part, it was the organ of a man, and she was trying to sleep with the person in the dream. Now, this kind of dream is not a good one. If you are in this case, or this case is similar to you, you have this kind of dream. Now, the enemy is trying to pass across the spirit of promiscuity. You are someone that is so nice, a loving person, someone that doesn't do this thing, and the enemy out there says, no, how can we make this person a shameless person? How can we reduce this person to a piece of cake? How can we make this person so useless that people will not just, you are someone that is highly placed before, just by a single act, he brings that person down. That person becomes so useless, and that respect for the person becomes, it disappears. So if you are having that kind of a person, that kind of a dream is an attack of the enemy launched into you, that wants to launch into your life to bring you down to the lowest level by the spirit of promiscuity. They make you to sleep around. They make you, the spirit of this thing is demonic. Those people that are into prostitution, it's not normal. It's a demonic possession. They may say they are doing it for money. They need to know it's a demonic possession. A demonic possession. So once you have this dream, it's an attack that the devil is trying to launch into your life to bring about promiscuity into your life, and you start doing those things that is against the will of God, to bring about to reduce it to the barest minimum, to bring you down totally. So if you're out there, you're watching this video presently, and I have not mentioned your case, why not drop it for me in the comment section? I will connect with you in the comment section. Now, you want me to do a video on that dream that has been giving you a sleepless night, or you cannot even talk about it, and you want me to do a video concerning that, why not drop it in the comment section, and I will look into your request. So you are out there too, your dream is not even related to this video you just watched, why not drop it for me? Let's connect in the comment section. If you have watched this video up to this time and you like this video, why not give this video a giant like? Share this video. Somebody out there might need this video. Somebody out there might be in need of this video. Share this video. And you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Press the notification bell so that you don't miss out any of my uploads every Wednesday and Friday. This will be the end of today's series of the dream series. Now, have this at the back of your mind that God is mindful of you. Till I see you in the next episode. Bye for now.